Hello everyone and welcome to today's product update for Just Planet, with our main topic being today hyperlinks. Quick information as always, this is a GoToWebinar and all attendees are automatically muted to optimize the audio quality. If you do have questions, please use the chat box or the questionnaires of the GoToWebinar and we will definitely get to them, and if we not directly answer them in this webinar, we will come back to you via email. As always, my name is Jan Vierguts. I am the development lead of Just Planet, and as I said before, today we're mainly going to talk about hyperlinks, the newest addition to basically all scheduling objects of Just Planet, and take a quick look at what else changed with this update. And without further ado, let's have a look. So first thing, let's actually start with the small stuff. And we see here our Just Planet as usual. And as you can see, I'm still clamoring to my chair production example that we often use. And the first thing that we actually quickly talk about is an addition that we made to the last major update, or one of the last major updates that we did, is a new unit tracking mode, the quantity-based quantity tracking, execution tracking, I'm sorry. And with this, in times before, we only had a totals value, meaning that your operators actually had to calculate how much they did in total for that given task. We changed this now, or we expanded on this with the capability to add or to change the tracking mode to additions. With this, only the products or the units being produced since the last approval need to be tracked. This should drastically reduce any entering mistakes or reduce the hassle for your operators to take care of, and really let them focus on what they did in this shift and what happened since the last planner approval. Control-wise, nothing else changed. You still go to the, after switching to this, you still go to the execute mode or have the operator client active. What does change is the label here and the functionality as explained. Whatever you enter here will be added after approval to the approved total quantity. So far, so good. Now let's take a look what we changed from the mechanical side. As you know, by horizontally dragging and dropping tasks in the job view, you can set a time constraint, meaning that they can't start earlier than the point in time you drop the taskbar. We forbade that in the resource-centric views for the longest time, and we have now made the decision to stop forbidding that and actively allowing setting the time constraint also in the resource-centric views, because we noticed that a lot of our customers use this view for planning purposes, for scheduling purposes, and we really feel that allowing this move here will help a lot of you to plan easier and faster with Just Planet, which is our set out goal. So as you can see, immediately my cursor shifts to the double-headed arrow to the left and right, letting me know I am allowed to drag and drop this horizontally. I'm only allowed to drag this horizontally and not vertically, because this is part of a component and this is no behavior change to before. Parts of components cannot be moved to other resource groups because this would change their, or would go again, or may go against their component setup, and therefore you can only set a time constraint on those. On tasks completely free of components, so really actual things from the orders. So if we, for example, quickly alleviate or unravel this component, we can take a quick look. And if we now go ahead and take a look at this bar in the resource group view, we see it here, and we will notice that I can move it in all directions as magnified by the quadruple-headed arrow. Point to note, once you start an interaction, be it up and down or left and right, you are focused on that interaction, meaning that you can't in one action set a time constraint and a resource constraint. But as two separate actions, you are free to do as you please. Again, we really feel that this new freedom or this added freedom that we give will help you focus on what you need to do and get the scheduling done even faster. Okay, but enough about the small stuff. Let's talk about the big things we did with this one, and this is hyperlinks. Why am I going back to the Excel sheet? Because we added a new tab to the Excel sheet, meaning that you can upload the hyperlinks directly, as you can with basically all other fields for the scheduling objects. And we added hyperlinks to all major scheduling objects. So you can add hyperlinks to templates, to job templates, component templates, to jobs and tasks. And you do that all in the hyperlinks tab. Hyperlinks need 4 things to be defined, or at most 4 things to be defined. We need to know which object that hyperlink is for, and we do that by using the unique name. As you can see, it only says parent name. That is because we automatically search for the correct object. And the order in which we search for those is jobs, templates, then components. So that means if you have jobs that are called identical to templates or components, this is the order in which the link will be applied to. And of course, if you want to tag it to a task of a given object, you also need to enter the task number so that we can find the object that you want to take it to. In this case, we see I added 3, 1 to a job, and 1 on a component level, and 1 on a task of a component. And if we upload that, which I have done already, and go back into the job view, we can now right-click on the job level and see a new extension of the context menu called hyperlinks with the name of the hyperlink that we defined. Let me quickly go back in the hyperlink name, and clicking on that will obviously open the link we posted here. So in this case, we named the hyperlink for this the job description, and the job is called sort parts. So let's see what we need to do. Okay, we obviously need to sort something. Same procedure if you added a link on the component level. You can right click on the component, see the hyperlinks there, on click, open it, and we see the given file or link. This link can be from all over the web. What we cannot allow, and this is not because we don't want to, but actually because most browsers don't allow us to, is directly open links in your file system. That is because for security reasons, the only browser allowing that still is the IE, so the Internet Explorer. Every other major browser forbids that, but there are extensions that you can install into your Chrome, Firefox, Edge that negate that issue, but we inherently can't do anything about this. The next thing, and of course, sorry about this quick jump, on the task level, we also have the link here. You can also, of course, add this through the interface itself. So if we go into the job, we see we added a new tab to the job details, in which we can now see the link that we uploaded, and we could add a new link here. So for example, let's call it search, if I'm writing it correctly. And let's say this goes to google.com. And in this way, you can add as many new hyperlinks as you want to. Okay, and how does this look if we apply it? The hyperlinks, now we have a new button here. Okay. This, of course, as I said, is available for all scheduling objects, and just like we did with the job now, we could also do that in the templates and components. And if we take a quick look here, it's the same procedure for every scheduling object. This template does not have one yet, and I'm not going to add it because some of the jobs are based on this. But let's take a look at a component that I know does have one. For example, this one here, it has the measurements that we saw before. And of course, same procedure for the task. This one did get a third window here, where we also can add as many hyperlinks as we need. So what are the main uses we can envision for this, or some of the main uses we can envision for this is, of course, if you have sales orders that need to be put into the task and you have a web-based system where you can access those, you can easily link your job to that sales order. Or if you have, for example, CAD plans, how specific parts need to be cut, your operators can also quickly view those. And for that, we also did an update to the operator client. So let's switch over there. And while this loads, as I said, we did a quick update on this that moved some of the information into a new window and allows you to access all the hyperlinks relegated to a given task. So as you can see, before we had here the task node, and now we have operator info. So if we open this up, we see the task node is also displayed here, but we also see all connected hyperlinks of that task, meaning in the operator client, you get access to the task level of the hyperlinks, if applicable, the component level, and of course, the job level. And simply by tapping the buttons, let's see what, for example, for this we need to do before starting. We need to have a cup of coffee. Again, of course, to be more serious here, you can add CAD drawings, anything you like, if you have those available online in a secure facility of your choosing, or if you just need to have general information access to any level of operation here, you can now enter that. And as you can see, all of this is collapsible by itself. So if you only need to read the task node, you can completely focus on that. And with this, we allow the operator to more information and also the access to the new fields we just added. Okay, I think with this, I'm opening it basically up to you. If you do have questions, please don't feel shy to ask this. And I see Mark Handley, sorry, yeah, okay, I answered that already. He asked about the local file pathing. As I said, there's nothing we can directly do about it. There are browser extensions, I believe, for all major browsers that allow you this, but this is nothing we can do without breaking browser security, which we don't want to do. So again, if you do have any questions, please let us know. We're here to listen. And if you don't have any question yet, but have any questions in the future, just let us know with an email to support@justplanet.com or directly to me, to jan.vierguts@justplanet.com. And otherwise, I will be available for the next couple of minutes looking out for further questions. Otherwise, thank you very much for your kind attention. And I'm looking forward to talking to you again next month.